Okay, moose sightings, they're fairly common here in the Beehive State, especially along the Wasatch Back and maybe areas like Park City where homes and moose habitats overlap. But Utah's Division of Wildlife, they warn that moose are more aggressive this time of year and you need to make sure to give them plenty of space. Our Nate Larson is live in Park City following this for us. Nate, tell us, what should we know?
Yeah, Sarah, so you kind of mentioned that there's a lot of good habitat here in the Park City area for moose and other wildlife. There's a good mix of wetlands as well as forest. And so while seeing moose in this area isn't uncommon, this particular time of year, moose tend to be more aggressive because it's their breeding season.
I think there is kind of this misconception that people don't realize how aggressive moose can actually be.
While driving through a Jeremy Ranch neighborhood, a moose walked right out onto the road and into someone's backyard.
There's kind of this natural wariness that people have of our predator species. So our black bears, our cougars, rattlesnakes, things like that in the state. But they see a moose and they just think it's like livestock. It's like a cow, right?
But moose are far more aggressive during their breeding season, which happens every fall.
And it's usually September to October. So we're kind of right in the middle of that right now. And the bulls will often come together and they're kind of fighting a lot to, fight for the right to breed the cows. So they are just naturally more aggressive this time of year. And then another thing that can kind of cause more aggression in moose in particular are dogs. So if you do have a pet, make sure you're keeping that indoors, particularly at dawn and dusk when they're the most active. And then also if you're walking, just make sure you've got your dog leashed.
Moose that are territorial and that may charge you will usually lower their head first.
The hair on the back of their neck stands up. They'll start kind of licking their snout, their nose, and they'll pin their ears back, similar to a horse. When they're about to be aggressive, they pin their ears. A moose will do the same thing.
So if you step outside your home or stumble upon one of these massive cows on a hike,
you need to back away. We do recommend staying calm, don't run, but just talk, make your presence known, slowly back away in the direction you came from. If the moose does happen to charge you or starts to chase you, we do recommend hiding behind something solid. So a tree, if you've got one close to you, try to get inside a vehicle or a building if it happens in an urban setting.
All right, Faith also made mention that we need to remind ourselves, or people that live near wildlife, not to feed those big game animals because it does often lead to congregation, which can lead to disease spread, but also, of course, a concern for public safety as well. So live in Park City, I'm Nate Larson, ABC4 News.